welcome to tonight's late night edition of Tres Leches Radio. I have to talk low today. It's yours truly, Radimus, aka RadSoul, representing 1/3 of the Leches. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
You already know what it is. So the guy RenzMatic, what it do?
Oh man, we on that nighttime fever.
Oh yes,
this is
the quiet storm.
The quiet storm. That's why I'm talking like this. No,
Stacks to the building, man.
B Stacks. Hey, actually, B Stacks. I'm gonna jump right in there before we do that. We can let them know as always. We are up on Spotify and Amazon. What Amazon? Not music. Amazon. Is it Amazon Music?
Amazon
so
Music.
You can stream us as well as find us on all our social media channels at Tres Leches Radio. That's the handle. So B Stacks, take it away.
No doubt. So without further ado, it's March Madness. It's also Women's Month. So you combine those two concepts together, and we are putting together another fantasy draft. This is the Fem'Cees Fantasy Draft. We are deciding the best team ever, all decades, all female rappers. Followers, listeners, you guys will get a chance to vote. You guys are going to drop the following emojis. We will link that to the end of this episode. But our draft's about to go down. We're about to commence. I will give the ground rules real quick here. If you guys weren't familiar, we did a 96 draft, which was hella fun. We're going to do that in the same format. 6 rounds, 5 starters, 1 bench, 60 seconds per pick. Anybody is on the table. Ray got the chip last time, so Ray is going to go last in good faith. Brent's got the first pick, so he is on the clock as of right now. And let's go, gentlemen. Let's get down for the crown.
It's about time. I got some
my ring over here.
You know, you see the best for last, and now I was last, and I'm first. So
the first shall be last.
Oh man, because my original pick was based off me having the last pick in the first round. So this changes everything for me. You know, so
you got 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, I don't need 60 seconds. You know, because I'm going up the hill to Miss Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate threat. Singing, I got that. MC, I got that. She only had the queen in her name, but we already know she's the queen. No disrespect to Queen Latifah. But yes, I'm going with New Jeru, Lauryn Hill, Miss Education, Fuji's, mastermind, outside of Wyclef. We're talking about a lyrical disaster. Dudes didn't want to be on tracks with her. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was, if we remember 2 Senses, the predecessor of Tres Leches, she was in the March Madness as the only female MC on there.
I picked her.
So I'm definitely going with her. I think she's the most lethal of the bunch, and there's many people on that same level, but I think she's right now the most dangerous. It'd be foolish for me not to pick her as the overall #1 draft pick. So that's what I'm rocking out with.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be. I knew whoever had first was going with Miss Hill first.
yeah. Lauren was definitely. I picked her in the 96 draft, so it was only right. I had to grab her, but Lauren's off the board. Okay.
Collect my
man. So I gotta go with somebody who I wasn't able to pick when we did our start bench cut for female rappers, and it only because she was a tweener as far as when her releases came out. Okay. So I gotta come out the bat with the female Rakim, Miss Roughneck, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
MC Light, man, coming out with MC Light.
All right. Light the rock, all right.
MC
Rock
Light.
the party.
Rock the party.
Okay.
God, MC Light.
I ain't mad at you.
Going MC Light, CC. Now this makes me ruffle my electronic papers a little bit, because y'all went with some top tier choices. So for my first round pick, you know what I'm gonna do? This will be controversial. Maybe not.
Vita? Vita.
I'm going to pick Remy Ma in my first round pick. I'm going.
I had
Remy.
it, but not that high. Woo.
I'm going Remy. I'm putting all my chips in.
Remy Martin?
Both of them. Look, I wish she had more albums because she can rap. When she raps, she is believably aggressive in her raps, unlike some of her male counterparts. She will take a chick's head off when necessary, sheath her everybody. And she proved early on she can make and participate on top 40 records and not sound whack. And look at the street records. Look at her appearance on the Annie Up. Wish I could bring pun back. Wow, bitch, run that. So I had to go. I'm going all in on Remy as my first pick, but I definitely wish she had more volume to show for. I mean, she had the last project with Fat Joe. They had the All the Way Up, but she's a rapper. Pun believed in her, and Pun's my guy, and I see what he saw in her. I just wish she had more. So Remy, my first pick.
I think I see what Ray's doing here. I think Ray figured out he could have took a popular one, but I think he took a nice strong later pick. I think I see what you're doing here, man.
Bill Belichick over here. So that's our round one pick. So now what? So it's back up to Lorenzo now, right? For round or what's the order? Or does it? Oh yeah, we'll just keep going like that. Yeah,
Zoe's got it at the top.
I got it top again.
Yep.
I thought
it shuffles. Remember last time it was
shuffles.
So Brandon, you would go first, right?
You go first.
Are we gonna do it that way? Remember last time?
Yeah, you Brandon will go first. You go second, and I'm third.
No, you're not gonna argue against that. So
listen, we've been drinking some of the finest of the breweries tonight, so we apologize ahead of time.
So if two of the three leches is slurring, you know why.
All right, so my number 2 pick was already like instilled. And I don't know, man. This is probably a pick that I could probably take her later. Y'all may not grab her, but I'm gonna take her right now because I feel like this is her rightful spot. Jean Grey.
Jean Greasy.
Yo, there's so many. Ooh, oh man. Left ball. Oh, this is gonna change some of my picks later down the road because I see where we're going now with this.
For the listeners, like I like how this is going right now because like there's a Lauryn Hill's a favorite, right? But I feel like there's like at least 3 or 4 others that are going to be picked. But Jean Grey is an underground favorite. As far as like components to like her skill set, she's top tier. She's top tier. Like if she's a car, she's a Porsche, man.
Yeah,
literally.
I like that pick. I definitely had her as a potential later round pick, so I ain't mad at that. So,
underrated. Love Jean.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm
she,
happy.
She can do it all. Yeah, actually, I think I'm so I'm up next, right?
Yeah, you're up next.
Yeah, that Jean Grey pick, she could do it all. She's introspective, she's lyrical, she experiment a little bit, she could sing,
producer,
she's humorous. Yeah, she can kind of cover it. All right, so with that one now off the board, if I'm going to take a selection, I'm gonna go with the Brat for my number 2 pick.
All right.
So,
man, y'all just messing up all my picks, man.
Representing Chi-Town. So my first pick was Remy from the Bronx. So now I'm going over to Chicago for my next pick. I'm picking the Brat. During her heyday, she dropped verses that were rewind button worthy, whether it was on her own tracks or as a featured artist. I mean, look at all the time she killed her features. Sock It To Me, Ladies Night, the Don't You Hate On Me with Crazy Bone, where she actually rapped faster than him. You know what I'm saying? She can rock the double time flows.
First female to go platinum.
Yep. Yes. That was my fun fact. First female to push 1 million. You know what I'm saying? She could rock the double time flows or be relaxed in the pocket while maintaining her Windy City gritty vocals. So I'm going with the Brat as my second pick.
Solid, definitely respectable. Well, I'm gonna go with probably the most versatile rapper, even though Lauryn Hill is actually versatile. And honestly, I thought one of you two would have picked her up, but I'm glad y'all didn't. But I'm going with Miss Misdemeanor Elliott. Listen, I thought we all gonna grab her.
She was for consideration. I definitely,
yeah.
She might not be the most lyrical one, but I think she's the one who can fit almost any pocket that you want from a female MC. If you want something more gritty, hardcore, she can fit that pocket. If you need something more sensual, she can get that. And what I like about her and we see this more or less in the recent, in present day, and let's say within the last, 15, 20 years, a lot of the female rappers, at least on a mainstream perspective, is like the over sexualization. Like her, it was like, listen, I'm gonna rap, and if I want to be over sexualized, you still want to respect that. I might not have this, A1 body, but you still want to respect me and still want to have this, and she wasn't afraid to flaunt it, and she wasn't afraid to say, hey, this is who I am, and she was comfortable with it, you had to respect that, from her. What I mean? Excellent. I mean, the chemistry with her and Timberland, the stuff she did with Aaliyah. When we talk about Ladies Night, she was the mastermind of the Ladies Night track. As far as getting that together and everything. So, and we saw what she did with the Super Bowl, with people think she was a new artist. That's how good her music was, how her music stand the test of time, where she was doing songs from like 10, 15 years ago and it was still sounding brand new. You know what I mean? So that's definitely, my number 1, 2 pick there, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott.
Yeah, you could definitely start your squad with her. She's a franchise player for sure.
So I think, so then I'm lead off now this round, right?
You lead off, Brandon's second, I'm third.
Let's see. So you know what? For my third round pick, I'm coming back to the home team, representing Newark, New Jersey, none other than Digga, first name Rashida.
Oh man, you are going all left here.
I'm going Rod Digger here. Brick City's own Flip Mode Squad leading lady. She's a raw MC. I always like that she has a unique pitch to her voice, so she instantly separates herself from being confused for any other Little Kim offspring, because let's be honest, a lot of them sounded like her. No one sounded like Rod Digger. She's another MC. Again, I wish she had more solo material, because what we've heard her on, she raps with effortless confidence, also has entertaining bravado mixed in with her ability to stand out on posse cuts like her former leader, Busta Rhymes. She also picks sounds that complement her style well. She's done the project with Knots. She had Pete Rock on her debut. She had I want to say, I think it was DJ Shock from Rough Riders. She can rock several different sounds. She did well on it. So again, another one that I wish had more work, but if you're telling me to assemble a team, because everybody's going in the booth tomorrow and lay something down, I'm trusting her 16 enough to give her my round 3 pick, Rod Digger. Fun fact, I met her at Best Buy.
Was that when you started working there as an employee, or?
Yeah, she was actually looking for a TV, and she was just right there. So I helped her for a quick second, but then she went to the section of TVs that I can't afford or sell. So, but yeah, going Rod Digger.
Okay.
All right. Well, you already said who I'm going to pick here. So she definitely could have been a first pick. She could have been a second pick. But I like how I feel like we went in an unpredictable flavor to begin this. But I'm gonna start getting predictable because I'm trying to win this thing. And I like her anyway. So I got to go with the motivation for my teenage spirit as a harmonious, 13-year-old. I had the poster.
I already know which poster you're talking about. Fat Rabbit.
I got to go with the Queen Bee, Lil Kim. It's funny because growing up, I was more Foxy centered than Lil Kim. For whatever reason, I just thought Foxy had better, had some better verses. But if I'm comparing the two, Lil Kim is definitely the A, Fox is the B, in my opinion. And hey, man, she was right there with B.I.G. I mean, she held her own with one of the best. Hardcore is still one of the best albums ever, male or female. And she's got some good stuff in the catalog. You know what I mean? I would say La Bella Mafia was another strong one. And she was always, even when she didn't hit you with a great solo effort, she always had remixes, features. Lil Kim is she ain't no stranger to the booth, man. You know what I mean? She's putting the hoodie on, you know what I mean? pumping the titties out, whatever you want. I mean,
Titty out like
Why
what?
so remix?
any style.
Hot damn ho, here we go again.
You know, Mob, come on, man. Like had the best verse, you know, on the Mob Deep
She
track.
really did though.
Yeah.
They don't play the original anymore. They just play her version. I ain't heard the original in forever, yo. Like
Benjamin's, same thing.
Yeah.
With the blood clock. Yeah. Kim, the Queen Bee, man.
All right, so then that means who's up? Renzo's up next.
Yeah. So I'm going with who I feel currently is the best female rapper in this generation. You know, she was snubbed prior year, but she was Grammy nominated. But I'm going with Ms. Rhapsody, third round pick. And we kind of talked about this in the Lady First episode. If y'all haven't checked it out, definitely want to check it out. Dope episode, a lot of good gems there. But I wasn't a fan of Rhapsody, and I said that when she first came out, it wasn't too. Layla's Wisdom came out where I kind of caught on even before then. But Layla's Wisdom was the game changer for me, and then with the Eve album, which I felt like she should have been nominated the prior year with the Grammys, but that's neither here nor there. But if we're just talking about raw lyricism, unadulterated hip hop, she's doing it without the sex appeal. Like if she's on a track with somebody, you already know that she's not on there just because we need to feel right. She's on there because we need a lyricist.
Right.
We're talking about pure lyrics, pure bars. She has it, without a shadow of a doubt. Like anybody who can hang a Black Thought on a track, to the point where you start questioning, hey, did she edge Black Thought? You know what I mean? That's a monster right there. And everything. So I'm definitely going North Carolina's own. If you don't know who Rhapsody is, you need to Google her, YouTube her, because she's definitely a pro. I mean, listen, Cardi B even praised her, and which is surprising itself. But when you have somebody on Cardi B's level, ultra mainstream, doing whatever is catchy, say, you know what, this girl Rhapsody's a beast, that should tell you enough right there.
Hey, is Cardi B going to be selected here?
Hey, there's still a couple rounds left.
Hope there.
And not Cardi B, her riders can be selected.
All right, then. So who's up? That's me next, then?
Yeah. Wait. No, you would. No, he went first last round. So I think we rotate back. Because you get the first. So Brandon, you get the first pick in the second round?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so back to me then.
Yeah. Second round.
Oh man.
Right.
So Renzo goes back to back. Wow.
Oh, this caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that because now I'm conflicted on who I should pick right now in round 4.
Well, we have round 4. So we'll give Zoe time. He's got 60 seconds. So right now on the board, we have for RenzMatic, we have Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Rhapsody. He's up now for my squad, B Stacks, MC Light, Jean Grey, Little Kim. And for RadSoul, we got Remy Ma, Da Brat, and Rajig. So it's currently on there.
Yeah, I feel so conflicted right now, but I know I gotta go with this because it's only right. I'm going with the equalizer. I'm going with the ultimate queen of hip hop, also for New Jeru. Damn, my squad is gonna be like very Jersey like here. I'm seeing, but that's all right. I'm going with Miss Latifah, Queen Latifah.
A strong team right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had her as a pick. Nice.
You know what I mean? That was technically going to be my first pick. Round 1 thinking I was going to be the third one, but man, I know we talked prior to the podcast, Stacks, about the lack or thinning, but this is a deep squad. This is a deep draft. I'm looking at because we have people who could be first rounders now in round 4, possibly going to round 5. Based off names I'm still thinking in my head who hasn't been selected yet. True. But we're talking about, Miss UNITY. I mean, the versatility. I mean, she was just on the K Slade joint with Bun B and Jadakiss late last year or this year, late last year. And I'm like, you 51 spitting like this? I hold my chest at some of them bars she was spitting, I'm like, man. The person who, who helped find Tretch, knowing by nature, like, come on now. I mean, monster right here. I mean, when we were talking about earlier, we talked about like Rhapsody, we talked about the Jean Grays and Remy Ma's. Like, I don't think you really have any of them. Without Queen Latifah, as far as her style, her presence on the mic, her, I'm a female, but I'm still an alpha. You know what I mean? Regardless of gender. I don't think you had some of you ladies that we already mentioned without a Queen Latifah. So I have to pick her around 4 because if not, I know one of y'all would have picked her and I would be like, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, right. Like, she can't go no lower than 5. It's like
I should have went all Jersey with mine.
Surprised you
Rod
would.
Digger, Lauryn Hill,
Jersey
Queen
has a lot
Latifah,
of,
man.
all Jets.
Like,
All
you know
Jets.
what I mean? Well, that means you lose.
All right, so
B-Stacks is up.
So here, man. Ooh. So we in round 4 here. And this next pick literally can take me out of this thing or it could put me in. I don't know how the voters, because I'm playing to the voters a little bit, and I'm playing to who I want at the same time. So I'm gonna just go with my heart here. I'm gonna pick the first, because we haven't picked a rapper yet from a group. So I'm gonna jump out the window here and grab somebody from a group real quick, and I'm gonna go with, like, I don't know, the best female group of all time. Destiny's Child, like, beat their record, but they was the original 3 the Hard Way. I got to go with my girl, Lisa Left Eye.
Ooh, Left Eye.
Philly's own.
R.I.P.
From Philly. And she's one that doesn't really like come up enough to me, because she was in the group dynamic. And I had this conversation earlier when I was prepping for this episode, just at, picking people's brains about how they felt about Left Eye. And the synopsis that I got from people was that, like, she was like the soul / like mascot of TLC, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Like, she might have not been on every single record, but like, she is the outfit of a TLC. I would compare her to like ODB of Wu-Tang. Like, ODB might not have been the best technical star, but he is like the mascot. He is the soul of that group. So I would think, I think Left Eye, it does the same thing for TLC. And I value her lyrical ability, man. It's it's just a shame that her life was ended shortly. She had the solo album Supernova, I believe it was called, and I didn't really like the production on there. I think it was like some Suge influence. Like
got his hand in everything.
And you got to remember too, I don't think that was actually officially released, so we don't know how that would have changed as you live. I think that was more or less, okay, here's the tracks we had. We're just going to push this out to get a buck at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah.
But what we got on the table from her, in the group dynamic, I'm willing to take that, man, to the bank.
No, I respect that one, because she definitely had the bar. She definitely had that style. She had the bravado, especially in the earlier TLC, phase. As they were trying to, quote unquote, have that more, let's say, mature adult sound. You saw them trying to, fade it back. But even, in those scrubs, she came that, waterfalls. She always had that different dynamic, regardless of what subject line or whatever they were trying to tackle.
She even threw subliminals. I'll be the one to blame as the flames keep rising to the top, and it don't. Andre Rison, for those of y'all too young to remember that she set his house on fire.
Crazy, and it's smart about it.
Yeah, they wrote her style real heavy. The early albums, it was like before Chili and T-Boz had an identity, they wrote Left Eye.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm also gonna, one of my later round picks, I'm gonna go with another female MC who held her own in a group of very dominant men, none other than EVE. Another one from Philly. Yep.
Yeah, you took it right. You took it right from my
and that was my original pick for the 4th round, thinking Queen Latifah was going to be available.
Yeah, well, I would have went Queen Latifah. What's funny is my pick this round, well, your pick this round was the one I was going to go for. I was going to go Queen Latifah, but I'm going Eve here. She, unlike some of the other choices I picked, she actually was able to have a full career. I think like she you know, she had like gold, platinum, and double platinum albums. She knew how to write records. She wrote her own stuff. She collaborated well with, you know, you're talking about alongside DMX, the Locks. You know what I'm saying? Even Dragon didn't really have a great career, but he was a dope MC. But on those Rough Rider compilations, she showed up. She wasn't an afterthought. She wasn't just like, you know how like The Rock had a male, but it looked like they were just filling in that female requirement.
Yeah,
Eve
exactly.
wasn't just a box that you were checking. Like maybe they needed the female, but they picked the right one because she worked well with them, and she was actually able to have a dope career. You know, and I genuinely respect her as an MC. Late round pick, deliberately. But I would definitely rely on her. Again, assembling this team, Eve, Philly's own, as my 4th round pick.
Word.
Solid pick for sure. Yeah.
So we back to me.
Yeah, we got 4 rounds in.
All right. So recap, we on round 5 here. And Ray has Remy Ma, the Brat, Rod Digger, Eve. Zoe's got El Boogie, Missy Elliott, Rhapsody, Queen La. I got MC Light, Jean Grey, Little Kim, Left Eye. So for my 5th, rounding out my last starter here, man. This is tough. But I think I'm gonna go, man. You know, and we were talking earlier like that. We were like, man, there's really not a lot to choose from here. But I think we proved ourselves wrong because there's still a lot to choose from here.
There's a whole lot. Yeah, this just
Damn, I'm on the clock here. So again, I'm weighing what the people would vote for, weighing with who I would like. So I'm gonna jump out the window again, and I think I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna rock with I'm gonna go new age here, a little newer, and I'm gonna go with Nicki Minaj. Just a little. I'll do my little 20 seconds on her. You know, I'm not proud of where her career has gone thus far. But if we're talking on just capability, skill set, she has it. Like she has the highlights is what I'm going to say. Like, so her highlight reel, right? If you just play her highlight reel when she's going into the Hall of Fame, is massive. It's crazy. If you're going game to game, you might be disappointed. But she's like a Vince Carter. Like she got some ill highlight reels. She's not a consistent album maker. I'll say that. I'll be honest with that. But I will say that she has the talent, skill set, and she can hold her own. She's been on classic tracks. Like, I'm gonna say Monster is probably the best example of that. Where she's rhyming with the best peers of the time. And she's clearly showing you that she can be as good or better than them.
Yeah, I definitely like you said, I've liked her in pieces, not as a whole. So, I mean, I can understand. Like, I get what you're saying, Yeah.
Definitely solid pick, though. And honestly, I thought she could have been picked higher, depending on how we would think, but definitely solid pick, especially for the 5th round.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm up next.
Yeah, you're up next.
So I'm actually, when I did this list, I tasked myself with just like pick who I want and whether or not it's gonna get me votes or not. Like, right? Like I wanted to just pick who I think would help assemble a good team. So I actually wanted to pick somebody that's way more current, and I've heard her stuff, maybe like more recently, and she would gel well with the choices I've picked so far. So for my 5th round pick, I'm gonna go with Che Noir or Noir. I'm gonna go. So
Che Noir. Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
yes, I ain't mad at that one.
Yeah, so I wanted to pick.
Might not know, but yeah.
So I definitely wanted to pick somebody that everyone's gonna be like, huh? Like when they see the list, and again, it'll bring attention to somebody that's dope, man. I mean, like honestly, not just to fill that bucket of pick somebody that's super current. When you listen to her stuff, she avoids the redundant. First off, she's from Buffalo. So, you got like Griselda popping off. Now you got another Buffalo artist. All right. She avoids the redundant trap sound, which is huge for me personally, because most of the under the radar chicks that I've encountered are still biting that sound. And then you got the other successful ones who are still like I don't hear a difference between any of them. And then Che Noir, I can't say that word right, is clearly influenced by the boom bap of the 90s and the rappers that sounded best over those vibes. She doesn't just rehash 90s isms. She also comes with concepts from a female's perspective that men, women, and everything in between can enjoy. And again, she also is a producer. She can also make her own beats. So she's very well-rounded. Yeah. Again, this is more of like, hey, you know, check this artist out. She has a dope project with I think the last one that I recall is the one with Apollo Brown. That's the one. That's the last one I heard.
Well, she has that one, but the last album she came out was self-produced by her.
Nice.
It came out at the end of last year. Very dope one as well. But the Apollo Brown was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my pick for my second to last round pick, Che Noir. I can't say Noir. I can't speak.
Yeah, Noir. Yeah, Che Noir. And that's another artist where, like, you know, she got a song with Black Thought, and it's like it's neck to neck.
Yeah, she's not an afterthought. Ain't
no breeze for Black Thought. You know what I mean? And we know how Black Thought gets down.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm very thankful both of y'all picks because, you know what I mean, I already did a little bit something recent, you know, somewhat with Rhapsody, and y'all left this other rapper on the table, and I kind of feel somewhat disrespectful at this point, especially when we talking about round 5. Round 5, I mean, this is a deep draft. This is not as thin as like that we thought it might have been.
Right.
But how the hell did nobody say who I'm about to pick right now? Because she's light as a rock. What is going on here?
No, wait. Brandon,
how
picked that already.
MC Light.
Brandon picked her
available on the board.
She's
I just sat here. I was quiet because I was like, please.
No.
You know what
Brandon.
I mean? I pulled Queen Latifah.
Brandon, like, he don't know you picked her already?
No.
Yo, I got Light already, man. I like.
You did?
My first pick.
That was his round 1 pick.
Oh, it's the Merry Monks.
You lightheaded, Renzo. Come on.
Give me a minute. Give me this.
This is the first best scene of the show right now.
Yeah.
Yo, that's our highlight reel for the week, by the way. That's gonna be our highlight reel right there. That's the one that's going up.
At the beginning,
he said.
Want to use it as a clip.
But what's funny is the whole time I'm saying to you, Brandon, I'm like, yo, he don't know you picked him. He's still going. He's like, this is round 5. Like,
y'all didn't send me no message.
I must have forgot.
See, I've been noting all the picks, so that's why I have it in front of me. Like I've been typing them down.
I'm freestyling right now, man. I was going on top of
you. How'd you leave him? We didn't. And he said she's light as a rock. I'm like, so are you? Because that was round 1.
I'm looking at your reaction. Nobody was shocked.
That's a girl, round 1.
Oh, I'm
so, all right, man. So round 5.
Well, I still got a minute. I gotta think.
I need a minute after that one.
Cost you 30 seconds.
Well, no, I'm already good because I already know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the girl who came out with one of the most disrespectful verses ever that cost Lil' Kim some jail time. I'm talking about from Bang Bang. I'm talking about Fox Boogie Brown from the Firm.
That's where I was going next. Nice.
She ain't going to come off your bench because she's part of my starter 5. I did that on purpose. It was part of the plan. I want to make sure I didn't know I was ready. But
He said it was part of the plan.
Always ready. You didn't even think so. But I mean, how can we start with Fox? I mean, let's think about it. She started with Jay-Z. And then once there was Riff, she jumped off that boat and said, you know what, I'm gonna go with the next flavor in the month. I'm gonna go with Escobar. You know, I'm gonna join this mega group. And she held her own within that mega group. You know, when we look at the Foxy and Kim beef, I think in retrospect we kind of look at it back now that say Kim might have been a better, let's say, artist or whatever at that time period. But during that time, I was Team Foxy.
I was too.
You know what I mean?
I was.
And I think at that time, I think especially with her first album, I think once her second album came out, I was kind of iffy because now it's looking like, okay, now you're taking a little bit of Lil' Kim's formula a little bit on the second. But when the first album came out, I'm like, you kind of came out on your own. You had your sound. You did a little bit of over-sexualization on some stuff, but you had your gutter stuff. Yeah, your other introspective stuff. So you still stood out that point. I think once second, and then when we move forward, it was almost like, okay, I got to try to, keep up, type deal. But I mean, but when you look at her circle, though, being around Jay-Z, Nas, even being around Corrupt, you know what I mean? Watch your mouth, praying. I saw that message. But when but she was in a circle of elite lyricists, whether it's through personal relationships, business relationships, or just general friendships. She was always around elite lyricists.
No
Bottom line. And you weren't buying her album based off whatever male features was there. You buy out because Foxy got down. We heard her, when we first heard her with Jay, like, oh, everybody like, who's this girl? Because remember when Jay said, Black Filipino, so we all thought she was Black Filipino when she first came out. And you find out she's, Trinidadian and stuff and everything else. But it's like, like, woman had bars, and you couldn't deny that, even if you wanted to deny that. So I might have had a fumble, or you thought I had a fumble, but I had a Hail Mary in the clutch, and that was Foxy Brown. So that's my fifth pick. You know what I mean? So respect that.
All right.
So I think he goes again.
Right? Yeah, I do go again.
You gotta go.
Listen, nobody's even thinking about this. This I was listening to her album earlier. She's such a pit bull with lyrics. Conscious. No. Honestly, I don't even think Eve wants any parts of my six women right here. Not six men, but six women right here.
Take all our picks, man. You know what I mean? I'll take who you drafted.
He's gonna pick Lauryn Hill again.
Exactly. I'm going with Ms. Goddess Gang herself. I'm going with Ciroc. You know what I mean? That's somebody who, and she's been in the game, for almost 2 decades, really, because she's been in the game since the mid 2000s.
You said Ciroc?
And
yeah,
Ciroc. That was one of the last shows. So one of the last shows I saw prior to the pandemic. So the last show I technically saw was Little Brother, but prior to that, one last show I saw was a Black woman created this tour, which was a Rhapsody featured tour, but the act before Rhapsody was Ciroc, who to me is like neck to neck to Rhapsody. I have a photo of her. I might have to use that for posting purposes later on, but we're talking about somebody who, attractive woman, but she don't use her looks to sell anything. She uses her pure talent, pure skills. And I mean, we're talking about this a beast. Once again, Black Thoughts on the album, on the latest album, the Sharecropper's daughter. If you haven't checked it out, definitely I would worth checking it out. I think came out either October or November last year. And like, she gave Black Thought. She might have edged Black Thought. I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, some of the other MCs we mentioned, whether it was like Rhapsody, Shay Noor, you might say it might have been even, but Rhapsody might edge Black Thought out on their collaboration. And I mean, she's just the versatility of her, and especially for people who want more to like the conscious based music and everything, especially in the lane of like a Wu-Tang or Mos Def, Talib, that's who you want to go to. I mean, that's a beast of an individual. Album galore. I mean, she has albums I haven't even checked out yet. That's she's almost like a currency or terminology of female rappers, just as far as the projects she has, but of quality. So that's my 6-man right there, and I'm very confident with that pick.
All right, B-Stacks, you're up.
I'll be short, man, because of time, and I gotta show some love to the South, man. I don't think we got a Southern artist.
Ooh, I know who you about to say.
I think I know too, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. And I had the Queensbridge Queen on the list, but I can't go. All right. I picked one Queen, so I went with Nick. But round this thing off, man. Gotta go. Gangsta Boo.
I knew. Yeah, ho.
Gangsta Boo. From the mighty 3-6, M-Town, Memphis, stand up. You know what I'm saying? She had that whole so for the listeners, if y'all heard of Crime Mob and Diamond and Meg Thee Stallion, even Cardi got a little bit of it, and I don't even know if Cardi might not even realize it, but like Gangsta Boo is like the predecessor of that nasty talk. You know what I'm saying? With that get buck style. And shout out to like Trina and all that too, but Gangsta Boo actually predates Trina. And like
16,
yeah,
teenager when she was doing this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she was in my mind when we were doing this. And it's a lot of female MCs from the South, So, but I got to go Gangsta Boo representing M-Town.
I ain't mad at that 666.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go with my my bench player. This one I've actually had in my mind throughout the week because I know it would raise eyebrows, but I have pretty much always liked. She's another one I wish I did more, but I always enjoyed her verses. I still enjoy her stuff to this day. But my bench pick, you guys actually said the name before earlier. I'm going with Charlie Baltimore for my bench pick.
Another Philly in the house tonight.
Yeah. And again, she's another one that I wish had more, but like she's rapped alongside greats. Her album never officially like came out, but again, in the context, yeah, and in the context of how I look at how my choices gel with each other, I think all of my choices would blend well together if they were all on one track. She rapped. I hate to say it this way, but again, she was another one who wasn't an afterthought on songs with, she was on a remix with Cam Pun, the Horse and Carriage remix. She had the NBC with Cam and Nori. She had almost a second win with Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget about Ghostface. She had Joe Ghostface too.
Yeah, she had Ghost on the album.
Oh, right. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, I deliberately kept her as a bench pick because she probably has like the least amount of like output out of everyone on this list. But I mean, again, if I'm assembling like kind of chemistry based, that's my final pick, 6th round, Charlie Baltimore. Another one who I wish I did more. And you know what? I looked at a lot of there's a lot. I mean, there's a ton of female rappers with like independent followings and stuff like that. That like, I don't consider myself up on enough to just kind of throw their name out there. You know what I mean? So I wasn't gonna go with them. But yeah, I would say, that rounds it out.
Word. Yeah, and I think that's a perfect 6-man pick. And to round this thing out, man, just to give another overview. So for my squad, MC Light, Jean Grey, Lil Kim, Left Eye, Nicki Minaj, Gangsta Boo. RenzMatic, we got Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Rhapsody, Queen La, Foxy Brown, South Rock. And for RadSoul, we have Remy Ma, The Brat, Rod Digger, Eve, Che Noir, and Charlie. So I guess I'll segue and I'll let you guys get final thoughts, man. But we just wanted to celebrate the ladies here on this one and and make a little fun out of it at the same time. But I think that my final thought about all of this is this: like, we initially were like, yo, we may not even have enough to go for like 3 or 4 rounds. And we're on like round 6. And I'm still like, Roxanne Shante hasn't even been picked.
Yeah.
JJ Fad, Salt and Pepper. We got people that aren't even on this list. So
what, Shawana? Oh, no, that's Shawana.
Shauna?
Yeah.
Trina. Mia X. But that just goes to show the crop is thick, man, and we got to advocate for female DJs, producers as well, because the need is there.
Yeah, and just to chime in on that, and it kind of leads into, as you were saying, so Chica, another dope female MC.
I was going to shout her out. Yeah, she's dope.
She made an interesting point. We all kind of talk about this privately in our in our group chats, but like is often from other men and even for some women as well, obviously, when they say, okay, all these women MCs are talking about sex or whatever, and you gotta have balance in everything. There's a market for everything. But like Chica made a great point where it was like, okay, there's probably more trash male MCs at this point right now in this era versus female MCs. And then on surface level, you're probably like, you don't need to talk about. But when you really start breaking down, we talk about Blueface, we talking about a lot of these other mumble rappers and stuff. It's like there's a lot of trash male rap. Talking about the current crop.
MCs aren't even allowed to be trash.
Exactly. Like you already have a chip on your shoulder just because.
Yeah, they have to do more.
You know what I mean?
Like women in real life, they it's like a higher it's like a higher hill for them. Just
it's a higher hill. Like it's a higher standard that you have to uphold just to even be heard or listened to. And it's like, like I don't know how Blueface still has a deal to this point. Honestly, I got signed to begin with. But the fact that you have somebody like Blueface who has a deal, and you see some of these female rappers, who are 10 times more talented than him, but can't get the same spotlight due to their gender is crazy, because the whole objective of hip hop, the hip hop culture, especially on the MCing aspect, was who is the best, who is the alpha, and you got people who not even alpha levels getting shine from people who should be getting the shine, who are alphas. You know what I mean? But because they're not the right gender, quote unquote, can't, do what they want to do. You know what I mean? So it's just insane that in 2021 we're still looking at these type of things where certain female rappers feel like they have to be in a certain market or present a certain thing in order to get some type of respect. When it should literally be as it should have been, since the essence about the skill set, who's the baddest, who's the nicest on the mic. And when we look at our picks and our selections, these females have all proved that, I don't care who I'm rapping with, you better set your bars up. You better get your pen ready, because I'm not here for a throwaway. I'm here to take your neck off. We saw how Nicki did, and shoot, especially Rick Ross on Monster. Nobody talk about Rick Ross on Monster. You might talk about maybe Jay. You may throw. Nobody talks about Rick Ross on Monster. You know what I mean? He's the afterthought on that song.
Yeah, he just sounded fat. Not PHA.
and like I said, there are like a lot, like there's familiar names up here. Like I went with the ones that I have like my personal attachment to on different levels. But there are so many women grinding, especially in this era, that with streaming and it's independent. Like we could have just did one of just we could do an episode on just a bunch of independents that are, up and coming. And maybe we do that in the future. There's a lot more than like what we have here. There's a lot more. Like even when I was like looking this up, like I came across some chick named Ivy Soul and another one named Kaluminati. And what I liked about them is they were, me, I'm big on sound. They were doing it their own way. They weren't trying to I just went through this list, and all these female MCs are all doing trap and sound like doing what Cardi B's doing. And these and Chica was the other one that I found. And like from what I was able to sample, like I want to hear more because they sounded original. That's just 3 that I named. There's probably hundreds. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Lady of Rage, man. Forgot about her.
Yeah, that's another legacy.
She was in the clutch too, but yeah, late. Oh my god. Well, remember even on the MCA album, How the West Was Won. Ooh, Ray can definitely attest to it.
I love that.
On our God Body Anthems playlist, but lady, oh man, she sounds just as vicious. From 93, 92 to when that song came out like 2019, like this vicious.
Lady Bob Mecca. Digable Planets.
Oh, that's who I thought you were going. Brandon, I thought you were going when that's
I forgot about Lady Bob, and I'm mad now.
Yeah, I sold my soul to Young Money, Cash Money.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And shame on you.
But for the listeners, one more time, you guys are gonna we'll repost every man's roster here. But if you're going for RadSoul, you want to drop that microphone emoji. If you're going for the facts, you're going to drop that piano emoji. And if you're going for RenzMatic, you're going to go for the headphone emoji.
That everybody's wearing, so they all voting for me anyway, right there. My comrades are voting for me. So
as I speak into a mic, and you guys are talking in the mic, so I got votes right there too.
Nobody play no keys, B. Nobody play no keys.
I'm like John Legend right now.
They're just ordinary people.
Right. Just an ordinary person.
Yes, ordinary picks.
Without further ado, man, that was the Fem'Cees Fantasy Draft, man. It's always a good time when we get together and do these, type of concept episodes. Definitely check us out on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple. We coming for your head.
Yes.
Apple ID is a pain in the ass. Yeah,
but we coming for you.
Yeah. So again, vote and let us know. And if you don't want to vote for any of us, tell us who we missed. You got like the ultra hardcore underground crowd that we didn't say. The artist from Iowa who's got like, you know what I mean? Like there's always that crowd. So whoever that's not up here, let us know.
Fisher would tell us somebody from Japan that we haven't heard about.
So again, vote for us and check for us. We are Tres Leches Radio on any platform you could think of. So thanks for tuning in. Gentlemen, as always, it was a pleasure. Special late night edition of Tres Leches Radio. Signing off.
Peace.
Peace.